And so the courageous fishermen of Hull bring home their catch, and soon the quayside is filled with cod as they unload the Arctic harvest.
Well, before I came to Hull, I thought it was just all trawlers and cod, and I mean, how wrong can you be? You come here and it's completely different to that.
Well, I'd never been to Hull before, and everyone in my school was saying, oh, you know, why are you going to Hull? It's just a smelly fishing port.
It was going to be cold and windy and smell of fish, and occasionally a few whippets would be running around. And then I got here and it was so very different.
It was just friendly is the word I'd use for it.
It's such a good community.
It's so cheap to live.
The town's great for shopping, it really is.
Whatever you want to do, you can pretty much find it in Hull.
It's very picturesque, and I was amazed by that.
I did English and history. Both departments were brilliant.
When you come here, you wind up liking it a lot and sticking around.
I think it was Philip Larkin actually said people are slow to leave, quick to return to Hull.
Even when you were trooping around, big processions for open days, people were smiling and people were actually talking to you, which from my previous experiences was practically unheard of. So I decided there and then that I wanted to get Hull, and that was that. I didn't apply to anywhere else.
The overriding principle of the university, I suppose, is expressed in the maxim that you'll find appended to every one of our advertisements, promoting excellence in teaching and research, and our official ratings confirm that we've achieved it.
To do that, we've invested very heavily in all the necessary infrastructure, not least in IT, in library provision, and in various other aspects that support both of those.
I want you to fetch my dinner now and lay my cutlery on the table.
We can do anything that we like within the theatre. It's our space. A whole variety of style of performances go on there.
I've got you, come on in. I'll beat you on this level. Oh, yeah.
We have the National Centre for Computer-Assisted Language Learning, and we're lucky enough to house the largest collection of software in this particular area.
Satellite television, computer software, computer conferencing and internet connections to back up learning, and books, tapes, audiovisual films and so on, anything connected with language learning.
What we try and do is use the research gear for teaching as well. So we've got lots of big expensive stuff that's normally part of research projects. We plug it into the teaching too. We're very big on that.
The department is a Grade 5 research department, which means it's one of the top 6 departments for research in mechanical engineering in the country.
There are officially established national rating standards, and in every subject area, that is the arts, the social sciences and the sciences, Hull's performance has been excellent.
The careers advice here is very good, and you know that you're going to get the support even after you graduate.
The graduates of the university who leave and go on into employment form an extremely important link for us in the future. Not only does their success reflect well on the university and bring employers back to us, but also they're a resource that we use constantly.
As a company, we've been recruiting in the UK on the milk ground for just under 70 years, and simply on the success rate that we've had in terms of graduate recruitment, we've constantly reviewed the list of universities that we visit regularly, and purely on the basis of the student output, Hull has remained all the way through its history on our list.
Companies are actually coming on site now to actually headhunt our students. At last year's degree day, we actually had local companies sending people in to put cards in people's top pockets and say, come and see me after you've got your degree.
They obviously attract a very high caliber and engaging level of student, and we're lucky enough to attract some of them to us.
The thing I like about the staff is they are friendly, and they actually make sure you understand this core subject rather than just lecture to you.
We very much try and ensure that the lecture is more than just a way of giving students core ideas and core concepts. It has to be entertaining and engaging in order to stimulate interest, and that's what we're trying to do.
Now this is a fermenter. I feel passionate about my fermenters.
The information technology in the library is really good because you can link up from anywhere on campus network. So if you're in one of the halls, you can link up to the library catalogue, and you can see whether the book's in, where it is, what the classification number is.
The library actually has got a CD-ROM system which allows you to check through various things like Financial Times and even New Scientist Index. So basically you can just do all your research from your room. You don't even have to leave your room.
The advantage of being a single campus is the fact you don't get run over when you're trying to get from the biology department to the library.
What it means is you can meet people from a variety of different departments, say for example at lunchtime or socialising, which means that you're not stuck with the same people all the time.
What is unique about Hull is the campus on a sunny day, like today. There's nothing like it.
Well, I think it's great because I live just across the road, so I can just come across the university, stay there all day, be in the union, be in any department I want to, and the cafes and whatever else.
Okay, do I need to fill in the form that they go in the administration?
Whatever type of accommodation that a student chooses to use when they're living at the University of Hull, and this will vary from one year to the next, they can be assured that we have a well-staffed and very competent office with a lot of experience to look after those people if they should need to call upon our services.
The university states in the prospectus that all first-year students, providing they accept a place, will be guaranteed accommodation by the university, which is excellent.
I shared a room my first year, which was great because I had an immediate friend when I arrived.
I actually came to one of the halls of residence, so I was surrounded by other students who are in the same boat as myself.
There's about 900 students there, all living together, and the atmosphere is just fantastic. It's like a holiday camp.
Our accommodation portfolio includes the on-campus luxury flats known as Taylor Court. We have our traditional halls of residence in the village of Cottingham. We have self-catered halls on the Lawns site. We have our student housing stock in the streets immediately adjacent to the campus and a few country mansions in the village of Cottingham. We then move to our managed houses owned by private individuals, which we look after in the city. And of course then there is a wide selection of accommodation in the private sector in the city at large.
It's got to be one of the cheapest places in the country to live. The accommodation is cheap, food's cheap, and most importantly the beer's cheap.
We all muck together in the house, sort of put money in a kitty, and we can buy our washing up liquid and stuff, so it's okay.
Meaning you got more money to go out with, more money to have fun with, and you certainly need it when you've got all that work on sometimes.
Any problems that any students have got, there's always the Students' Union to sort them out for you. We're there to help everyone. That's our primary reason for being there.
We've got over 100 societies.
You've got a Jewish society, you've got a Catholic society,
Football Supporters Society, a Jazz Society,
Sheep Society, Sheep Appreciation Society.
Debating.
It's one of the biggest student community action groups in the country.
I'm really interested in ballroom dancing.
I sing in the Gilbert and Sullivan Society.
International Student Society, there's something for everybody really.
There's a little market in there every afternoon downstairs. There's a union travel shop.
And the opportunities that this university offers to students in the sporting arena are sort of second to none.
There's new facilities in the gym. There's a brilliant sauna and jacuzzi for when you're finished.
The union itself has got amazing bar, and you can have one of the best nights out within the universities itself, and the drinks itself is incredibly cheap.
The Lawns lay on buses for students to come up to the university campus, so girls needn't be afraid of going home late at night by themselves.
It can't beat a Saturday night down at the Union for having a bit of fun. There's loads of bands, loads of beer, cheap bars. It's just brilliant.
Or you can go down into town. There's so many pubs. There's student nights every night at all the nightclubs, and just generally brilliant atmosphere for students.
Oasis on a Tuesday and LA's on a Thursday, but if you're into 70s or 80s, there's Silhouette.
Jazz, which is quite big around here, especially because of students, folk, rock, and a lot of sort of Sunday clubs where you go for live music. A good way to chill out.
LA's can be really dancey, bit of a glitzy club, whereas the Tower is somewhere where you just go for a good bop.
It's really nice to go down to the marina, and that's a good thing about a big city. There's not many big cities by the sea. The architecture's very nice.
There's the bowling alley, there's 3 cinemas now.
Really cheap prices, humongous grocery store. And plus there's Newland Ave, you can walk down there, you can buy all your groceries fresh.
And there are 101 of these kind of discount shops. There's one of the shops in the market that sells quite a lot of interesting second-hand stuff. It's amazing what you can find in there, some very unusual finds.
Prince's Quay has got to be my favourite shopping centre, it really has. It's got 4 floors of shopping and it's just fantastic, it really is. I'm in heaven there.
The Ferrens Art Gallery in the city centre. There's the Hull Truck Theatre, that's quite well known throughout the country.
There's Beverley, which is a tiny little market town about 7 miles north of Hull.
It's also a huge and beautiful minster, so choral music, and then they also have classical concerts there as well. So it's a really excellent, sort of slightly different evening out.
The surrounding countryside out there is absolutely out of this world.
We've got perfect coastlines with a whole range of habitats along the shores. We've got the estuary itself, and then there are a whole range of terrestrial ecosystems up through the North York Moors.
I mean, it really is a beautiful corner of England, and in the prospectus they say, you know, this is one of the hidden corners of England and nobody knows about it, and come up and see us. And it's true.
That combines in one and the same place a great outward-going European dimension with the strong regional and local involvement.
It's well worth investing 3 years in Hull.
Hull is a fantastic city with warm and friendly people, a wide diversity of things to do. No matter what your music type or your entertainment type is, there's something for you. There's theatres, there's different types of clubs, different types of pubs. The people are friendly. The union is fantastic and really good value for money. And housing is cheap.
At the end of their first year, students have said to me that they have never had so much fun as they've had as first-year students at Hull University.
I think the academic standards are very high in the university.
And I really, really enjoyed my course.
You'd definitely be doing yourself a favour if you came to Hull.
It really does carry kudos with the people who matter.
Give it a try and you'll never regret your decision.
Come to Hull, meet the people, see what it's like, and you'll fall in love with it.